BTS News Today. The sky over Los Angeles that afternoon was veiled with a soft gray, as if trying to hide the growing buzz radiating from behind the thick walls of a legendary studio in the Sunset Boulevard area. The streets looked ordinary, cars passing, horns honking, and people busy with their own lives. But just outside a building with frosted glass and unusually tight security, a small group of fans had been standing since morning, their faces filled with hope and eyes sharp with anticipation. There was no official announcement, no teaser, no posts on Weverse or Instagram from BTS members. Yet something had shifted. And ARMY, those with an inexplicable radar attuned to every subtle movement, knew deep down that something was being quietly prepared. That day, the two most anticipated figures, Jimin and Jungkook, were caught by local paparazzi entering the studio. The photos quickly spread across social media, from Twitter to TikTok, sparking waves of excitement and new theories about an imminent BTS comeback. Jungkook wore a plain black hoodie, gray track pants, and a beanie covering his now longer, slightly curly hair. Beside him, Jimin looked serene and radiant in a leather jacket and ripped denim jeans, his tousled blonde hair adding to his natural charm. What made the atmosphere even more mysterious was their complete silence. Not a single word to the media. Even staff stationed near the building only shook their heads when asked, as if every word held the power to ignite a global frenzy. But there was something different in their stride. A palpable urgency. Frequent gestures toward their earphones and monitors. And the occasional intense glances exchanged between them, like artists on the verge of birthing something monumental. Inside the studio, an anonymous source, reportedly a longtime producer who had worked with BTS, shared that the day marked a major milestone. They've been working nonstop since morning, taking breaks no longer than 15 minutes. The song they're working on is deeply emotional, something that will shock many because of its lyrical depth, he said, refusing to disclose the title or theme for confidentiality reasons. Meanwhile, online, more signs started to emerge. ARMYs began connecting clues from older posts, like Jimin's recent photo of a sunset from a plane window, and Jungkook's cryptic caption, "It's coming soon." Many believe the two aren't merely working on personal projects, but are instead part of something bigger, a long-awaited BTS comeback since their military service hiatus began years ago. Some even link Jimin and Jungkook's studio appearance with the presence of renowned producers known to be in LA that week. Names like Dog, Hiss Noise, Phineas, and Labyrinth surfaced in speculations circulating online forums. A few ARMYs speculated a surprise collaboration with American artists, especially given Jungkook's connections in the global music scene since his solo album last year. But beyond the buzz and theories, there were small, heartfelt moments in the studio that moved many. An audio technician mentioned witnessing Jimin tear up while recording the final verse of an unnamed song. Jungkook approached him, held his hand, and softly said, "We're singing for them. For all who've waited. Don't hold back your tears, Hyung." That moment, unseen by any camera, became a treasured story passed among those present. Jimin and Jungkook's relationship goes far beyond work. They're brothers, best friends, sometimes mirrors of one another. They've trained together, debuted young, stumbled, risen, and grown in front of the world. Now, nearly a decade later, they return to the studio with the same fire, but with a maturity no money can buy. Late afternoon, the studio doors opened again. Jimin and Jungkook emerged in the same outfits. But this time, a faint smile adorned their faces. They didn't address the press. But Jimin paused briefly, gazing at the now reddish-orange sky, looked at Jungkook, and gave a small nod. Not just any nod, this was a silent promise, understood only between the two of them. As their car pulled away, leaving faint tracks on the rain-dampened asphalt, fans remained rooted to the spot. None moved. They knew that day was not just another day. They knew Jimin and Jungkook entering that studio wasn't just creative routine, it was a signal. The beginning of something greater, something to bring back the color that faded during the hiatus. Soon after, Big Hit Music's official Twitter account posted a mysterious image. Black background. Small white text in the center. 7.29.25 begin. Within minutes, the hashtag BTS begin soon trended #1 worldwide. ARMY exploded in euphoria, crying, laughing, hugging one another virtually. The world seemed to hold its breath. Was this a BTS comeback? Or a Jimin and Jungkook duo project? No one knew for sure. But everyone felt something monumental was unfolding behind the scenes. And today, it began with one studio door opening, two voices uniting, in the hopes of millions waiting to be heard again through the music they've missed so dearly. And like the dust turning in tonight, one truth became clear: BTS never truly left. They were preparing something so immense that the world needed to pause to embrace it. As night fell and LA's sky turned into a star-speckled canvas, Korean media picked up the fire. Major portals like Naver, Dispatch, and Yonhap covered Jimin and Jungkook's studio sighting. Headlines flooded the front page, from Jimin and Jungkook back in the studio, BTS comeback signal, to golden BTS duo preparing a surprise. But what drew even more attention was Dispatch not just reporting with distant photos or vague info. A journalist claimed exclusive intel on an upcoming 2-day collaboration schedule involving Jimin and Jungkook with a top US producer who previously worked with Beyoncé and The Weeknd. If true, this project wasn't just big, it was set to be a global release of extraordinary impact. Meanwhile, in Seoul, Big Hit Music staff were seen working late. An internal source revealed that Weverse and YouTube had scheduled a release for July 29, 2025, at midnight KST. There were also indications that platforms like Spotify and Apple Music had received private pre-release links from HYB, with metadata still hidden. Everything pointed to one thing: a massive release in the works. Back in LA, the studio grew even busier near midnight. Witnesses reported more than 5 audio engineers, 3 foreign composers, and 2 stylists bustling around for wardrobe fittings. Jungkook tried on a slim-fit leather jacket with glitter on the left shoulder. Jimin donned a sheer top with tulle elements, giving off a futuristic vibe. A stylist said a photo shoot was scheduled the next morning for the album visuals. Just Jimin and Jungkook. No other members. Speculation intensified. Was this the first official subunit from BTS since the hiatus? Could this project be a bridge before all 7 members reunite? Industry experts even began predicting this as Phase 1 of BTS's full return strategy. That night, in a small vocal booth lined with black acoustic foam and warm amber lights, Jimin stood with closed eyes, gripping large headphones. He repeated the chorus 4 times, then went quiet, bowing his head, sighing deeply. From behind the glass, Jungkook, seated in the control room, watched silently. Then he stood, opened the studio door, and walked in. "Hyung, that part was perfect. Don't be too hard on yourself," Jungkook said, patting Jimin's shoulder, but Jimin only shook his head. "I want to say it more honestly. This song isn't just about us, it's about them. They've waited too long." After a brief silence, Jimin took his place again. This time, one take was all it took. The notes flowed flawlessly, emotional, steady, and raw. The kind of delivery born only from pain and love deeply lived. When the recording ended, the mood shifted. Engineers clapped softly, then took turns hugging them. No one talked about going viral, charting, or numbers. That night, it felt pure. As if the 2 boys from Busan had gone back to their trainee days in a cramped Seoul room, holding on to dreams that one day the world would listen.